Hi guys, and today we're gonna do a build. Well, not do a build, talk about a build. It's a £670 build and it's for a friend, and it's pure AMD system. I might change it over into NVIDIA because some of the parts are similar, but this is a AMD budget build with some really cool parts, and I think you guys would be impressed with the performance of it, so let's get into it. Okay, first things first, we're going to talk about the CPU that we're using, and we're using an FX 8320, an 8320. It's an 8-core CPU. The native speed that it runs at is 3.5 GHz, but it's a great overclocker, and I think it would overclock to 4.5 no problem. That's what I've been seeing people be getting. Oh, heavy shit. But seriously, it's a really good CPU for the money. Over in the UK right now, it is around about, if I can try and find it, 100 quid. It's right behind me there. Right, okay, 100 quid. And that is awesome for the price to performance ratio. You can get, if you're looking for a cheaper option, you could go with the Intel Pentium if you want to go for the Intel side of things. If you're wanting to keep with AMD, you can go for an FX 6000 or 6320, I think it is. They're good CPUs as well. They're 6 cores. The reason I'm getting the 8-core one is because games will take advantage of the 8 cores in the future, but not right now. Like, you'll just need 4 or 2 cores to play games right now. So now that we've talked about the CPU, which is awesome for your money, let's talk about the motherboard. Now, this is a weird motherboard. I think it just came into stock a month ago. It's the MSI 970 gaming. The chipset is the 970 chipset from AMD, hence the name MSI 970, but it suits the AM3 Plus socket, so the 8020 will fit into it. And the only gripe I have about it, because it's full of features, like the killer networking solution. It's not as good as the Intel solution, which is I've got a brand new one in my Hero 7 from Asus, but it's good enough. I mean, this laptop here, see if we can move it here, it's the wireless killer wireless network adapter, and it's absolutely fab. Fabrizio? No? Okay. Even though a lot of people say that's quite bad, the actual Ethernet port, I think it's alright. I mean, it's got prioritization, which other cheaper boards don't have, because this motherboard's only 70 quid, and it's got a nice red colour scheme to it, and it's got a dedicated, I want to say dedicated, no, separated audio on the motherboards, and it's got a red line just like this Asus board, because MSI like to copy people, and yeah, it looked kind of weird. No one's reviewed it well enough, but I'm going to take a chance for it for my friend because it looks awesome, the features are right there, and the price is right, so I'll go for that one. Also, one gripe about it, it's PCI Gen 2. Since he's only going to have a mid-range graphics card, that doesn't matter, and he's only going to run in one screen and probably 2 graphics cards. But later down the road, when he gets when graphics cards use up the bandwidth that's available in PCI Gen 2, he'll probably want to change over motherboard to one that supports Gen 3, because Gen 3's got twice as much bandwidth as Gen 2, which is what's the platform called? There's AM3 Plus, and there's another platform, if I can get off the website, FM2 Plus, that supports Gen 3, and any of the Intel boards support Gen 3, and that is good for multiple graphics cards with multiple monitors, because you're using all the available bandwidth. But right now, if you're gaming on one screen, one graphics card, PCI Gen 2 is absolutely fine. I don't think there's much difference or any noticeable difference, so we'll just get that from, and plus it's cheap. I mean, you can't go wrong with it. Okay, next is the graphics card, which is the AMD R9 280. Now this is subject to change simply because the GTX 760 from Nvidia is the same price, and I'm not sure if he wants to go with Nvidia or the R9 280. On this PC I've got the R9 290. In the Nvidia side you get things like Shield, G-Sync and stuff like that, but on the AMD side you get things like FreeSync and all the other cool features like Mantle, the integrated API, well not integrated, the dedicated API for AMD graphics cards. So it's really 50-50. I mean, they perform the same. I think the R9 280 is a few frames per second faster in games, so like 6 more frames in games. But they're the same price. Literally the exact same MSI gaming card is the same price as the 760. So, and it basically look the same, but different performance and different features. Okay, we've talked about CPU, motherboard, graphics card. Let's talk about the RAM. We're just gonna get 2 plain sticks of 8GB RAM, same as this one here. We got a Corsair Vengeance low profile 1886 megahertz. Did I get it right? Get that. Fuck no, 1866. So megahertz. Cast latency is like all about the place, 1.5 volts. Cast latency is 9, but it's 910, 927. It's not the best, but I would say 9's where you want that at. Okay, sorry, I'm making so much noise. 1 terabyte hard drive, just a Seagate Barracuda. That's around about like 39 quid. Can't go wrong there. Yeah, the RAM was 66 quid. Yeah, that's 66 quid. For the cooler, we're using Be Quiet Dark Rock Advanced C1. I hear it's quite good. It looks cool, even though he's not going to have a side window in his case, which we'll go on to later. It's quite sleek looking, and apparently it's really quiet and good, performs well, and that only runs you down 40 quid, which is good stuff. Power supply, just 600 watt hybrid Corsair Builder series thingamajig power supply. CXM for modular. It's just a hybrid modular, so some of the cables you can take out, and then in other cables you just put in anyways. That will run you 53 quid, 54, around about there. That comes with the bronze certified efficiency, so that's good enough for anybody really, unless you're wanting like all the energy to be directly to your cards and your CPU and not into heat. Normal CD drive in Asus, basically this CD drive right here. There we go. That's 13 quid, I think. The only reason I like to get that one is because it looks good, and the reason I'm even getting a CD drive is because the person I'm building it for's partner is probably wanting a DVD drive just to install games and listen to albums and musics. I mean, most things nowadays you could just install like Windows from like a USB anyways, so that's the only reason I would want to use a DVD drive, or if I'm burning CDs for friends or something like that. 120GB Kingston SSD now, V300 SSD drive. The performance is like the average of SSDs, but so much faster than hard drives, and that's only 45 quid, 46 sorry, rather round it up. But for that price, 128 gigabytes, 20 gigabytes, we're back maybe a year ago, that would have run you up to 100 quid, so that's not a bad price, and you would be able to easily boot your PC within like 13 seconds from cold boot, which just means a cold boot is basically turning it off completely, no fast boot enabled options, and just turning on. So that is good stuff. Lastly, we're getting a case, which is the same case as this because the guy I'm building it for really likes it. This is optional to you, whatever you like, what form factor. If you're changing form factor, you might need to change the power supply, the CPU cooler, and the motherboard, and possibly the graphics card. You're changing the form factor. If it's smaller, if it's bigger, you'll be fine with all them parts. But the reason he wanted this case is because I don't know, it's sleek looking. I think the fractal design define R4. That's the case, and right now it's going for quite cheap. It's only 68 quid, so it's not bad. I mean, the window here is quite sleek looking. You can control your fan speeds as well on it. Right now that's 5 volts for mine. He's getting the one without the window, so that's saving him quite a bit of money. I think it's 90 quid for the one with the window. That's the one that I have here. But he really liked it, so overall that is the build. The OS I'm just gonna get from separately, but I don't know, that build for 600 quid is pretty decent. I mean, for 670 quid you're getting a fucking awesome PC. I mean, for the money, it's gonna keep with you for years until you need to upgrade, which is decent, fucking decent. So yeah, just things will change. Like I said, the graphics card might change. The CPU, we might go for a cheaper one, just in case he wants to save some money and get some money on a desk, monitor, and keyboard and stuff like that, which I can include in the price as well. Monitor would be around about 100 quid. Keyboard setup, maybe 20-30 quid. It's not going for anything special. I mean, you don't need anything special. I mean, really, you don't. For monitor, I'm a bit of a monitor snob, so I like to go for things that are special. Even though I'm using a TV, you can't see anything, but anybody who knows about response times and whatnot will know that TVs are really bad for FPS games, but who gives a shit. So yeah, that's the build. The reason I'm doing this is because I've not uploaded anything in ages, and I've just made a distortion video on the guitar. That was just an improvisation, just to see what it was like recording electric. It was the guitar, and it was quite quiet. So I might just do something else. I might do an acoustic guitar recording as well today. So yeah, that's it. Not much needs to be said. Catch you guys later.